Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto, and 7 o'clock Sunday evening, October 25th. Time for Sunday Night Live chat. Since we are going live, as usual, we will give everybody 20 or 30 seconds to start getting on with us, and then we will roll into tonight's chat. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. As usual, we are on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So as I'm checking both monitors, that's what I'll be looking for as I go back. We got our good friend Glenn on from Minnesota. He's always on there with us. Rico and Jess are back. Terry's on. Scott from Iowa's on. Thanks for being here, everybody. We do have some comments working, at least nothing on YouTube as of yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. Kevin's on with us. Thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate you coming back and hanging out with us. Yeah, like Terry said, how's the weather? Well, the weather is winter's about here, I think, or is here. Got our buddy Dan from Defiance on YouTube. Great. So YouTube is working as well. Texas is on. Our OTR buddy Jason's on with us on Facebook. I got my good buddy Bill Twitchell on. Always good to have Bill on with us. So we're up and rolling. But yeah, the weather sucks, actually. It was cold. It's been cold all weekend. So got Chris on YouTube with us. Thanks for being here, everybody. But unfortunately, I think winter is pretty much here. Kevin on Facebook with us. Thanks for being here, everybody. Got a good crowd jumping on quick with us tonight. Still experiencing some technical difficulties on Facebook. There, same thing last week. We talked about this a little bit last week. If you weren't here, we've got some feed issues with Facebook. After I get done, I refresh it, and on last week I had about 10 more comments that fed that were somewhere hung up in the system. So a bunch of comments popping up. My buddy Mike on, though. I did not bring a Ferrari home from Hutch Mike. I would have liked to have, but I did not. Jerry from Pennsylvania. Got Randy on with us on Facebook. Thanks for being here, everybody. And another Randy on Facebook. I thought I just caught Randy, and another Randy popped in with us. So anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. But like we talked about last week, bear with me if I don't acknowledge you in a comment. It's not because I'm trying, especially if you've got a car question. I can't catch all the highs. I always try to. We got Nicole on with us on YouTube. Kevin's got snow in Wisconsin. We got our buddy Jason on with us. And yeah, Jason runs OTR, and he's in snow all over the place. So that's right. Get a load going south, buddy. That'd be a good plan. But anyway, if you ask me a car question and I don't acknowledge it in the chat, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because the system isn't feeding it to me. And I've had some problems with that. We've had some problems with trivia as well. And kind of the same thing. I've got trivia ready for tonight. Love playing it with you guys. All I can do is what the system feeds me. So you may have the right answer, but we may be at the luck of the draw of the system as to when it gets to me. So as long as everybody keeps bearing with me, we'll keep doing it and having a good time. But that's what we're up against. So, but like I said, once again, got off last week, hit refresh on Facebook, and the comments went up by about 10 within 30 seconds of when we were done. So. Kevin, 68 Dodge Coronet. I've got 168 Coronet here. There's not much left of it, depending on what you need on that, Kevin. So you can give me a shot after we get done, and we can go over the details on that. So a full body, depending on what body style you need and what all you consider a full body. Whether you need a shell or whether you need a rolling shell or front clip, things like that. So that's why it's always best to give me a call so we can discuss all those details. But I do have 168 Coronet two-door hardtop is the only thing I've got here right now. Nicole from San Francisco on YouTube with us. Thanks for being here, everybody. And anyway, what else has been happening? It's cold. We know it's cold. It was cold yesterday at the Vanderbrink auction for the Bob Regier collection in Hutchinson, Kansas, which is where I was at yesterday. Yours is a two-door also, Kevin. And like I said, if it's a hardtop, I may have some stuff. If it's a post, I don't, and I don't have any convertibles. So that's all I've got in that 68. But the auction was cold, mid-30s, Fortunately, it was dry and not windy, but it was pretty cool out there all day. About 140 cars that they sold yesterday, all one estate collection, all no reserve, and pretty cool stuff there. I had like 20, 32 Fords. I hope you guys caught some of the quick lives I did from there yesterday, just to give you a quick overview of some of the stuff. But he had a lot of everything except Mopar. He had a ton of Fords, a lot of GM, and I think the only Mopar there was one Cuda that was a drag car. So it was interesting. If you're a Ford or GM guy, there was a ton of cool stuff there. If you're a Mopar guy, the pickings were pretty thin. Overall, they had a good sale. Everything that I saw brought pretty much retail or a little better. And then you had a 9% buyer's premium yesterday at the sale. Now, you say, well, retail or a little better plus buyer's premium doesn't sound too bad, except for the fact nothing ran. They literally drug everything out of storage, hauled it to the fairgrounds, and sold it. So it, that's the thing. Everything was going to need fuel system, brakes, tires, all the maintenance stuff was going to need done. Probably on about everything that was there. So overall, there sure wasn't any deals yesterday, but they did have a pretty solid sale, and there was some cool stuff there. They had two 1932 Fords. They called them a B400 convertible sedan. I didn't even know what these cars were. They talked about them quite a bit yesterday during the auction. I guess they kind of look like a two-door sedan, but they actually are a convertible. But you look at it from the side, and it looks similar to a two-door sedan body. Supposedly, they built a very limited number of them, but they were all export models. Supposedly, the gentleman that owned this collection actually sourced these cars and had them shipped back to the United States to add them to his 32 Ford collection. So they both needed restored. One was rougher than the other one. The rough one brought 50,500, and the other one brought 99,000. So there obviously isn't very many of them around to bring that those kind of numbers, even for a 32 Ford. But when they need it done, that's pretty strong numbers. They did have a really cool 32.5 window that was supposedly a pretty much original car, which is almost unheard of in today's world to find a 32.5 window that has not been hot rodded. But that car brought 59 grand, plus your 9%, and it was as is, where is. So, but it was still really cool to see all those different 32 Fords, all those different models of 32 Fords. Even the cars that weren't even sold in the United States that they exported. Seeing several of those there was pretty cool. But the 32 Fords was the start of the sale, and then they went up into actually it started with a few Model A's, then went to the 32s, went in numerical order on the Fords up into the 30s, 40s, and then up into the 50s. Even up, they had a Fox body Mustang convertible. So, a pretty wide selection of Fords, a couple of baby birds, and before they rolled into the GM stuff. They had some pretty cool GM stuff. And that, a lot of Chevys, a lot of Tri-5 Chevys. He was also a fan of the Tri-5 Chevys. Got my flyer here just to kind of point out some highlights for some of you guys. They had they had a 57 Cameo. They had a 55 Nomad, a 56 Nomad. So a lot of cool stuff. They did have a 157 Chevy that kind of stood out. It was a 210 two-door post. I think it was black, white cove. Being a 210 did not have the stainless panel like the Bel Air did. Car brought 35.5, and I thought, well, that was kind of weird for a Bel Air two-door post. I didn't quite understand that, especially for a non-running car. It was a complete intact car. Oregon just jumped on with us on Facebook. Thanks for being here, Oregon. Yeah, my buddy Robert's on. Yeah, the Ferrari. We'll get to the Ferrari. But this 57 210 two-door post brought 35.5, not running, complete car. That's kind of weird. That's pretty strong money for a 210 post. Then I looked at the details. 283 3-speed, clock delete, radio delete. There's a 3-speed manual, factory air on a 210. So it was a pretty odd 210 to say the least. But like I said, 58 Impala project car. I think it brought 8 or 9 grand. 59 Impala two-door hardtop. Not a bad car. Looked like basically a clean original car that somebody had repainted, 20 or 30 years ago. You know, everything underneath looked completely original, driveline wise. Didn't even look like it ever been apart, just dirty like an old car would be. But it brought 50 grand, you know, plus 9%, and didn't run. They had a 53 Buick Skylark, and this car was really, really strong. The car had a neat story. It was a car that this guy had pursued for years and tried and tried and tried to purchase and never could get it done. And then he finally got it done and added it to his collection. It was a complete Skylark, but it was an original car that really was going to need to be done to be nice. The paint was checking out pretty bad and things like that. And the interior was original and warm, but it hammered for 76 grand. So definitely wasn't a deal there. 4-cylinder Chevys from the 60s. I do not have any of those little early 4-cylinder Chevys from the 60s, Eric, on that. So nothing there. Got Murfreesboro, Tennessee on Facebook with us. But anyway, several Corvettes. Corvettes were all real strong. They had a 56 there again. Basically just an old car that didn't run. Didn't look bad, but it brought 40 grand. 58 Corvette, 4-barrel car. There again, you could have made a nice driver out of it with some work, but it hammered at 55 grand plus 9%, and then you still have to do fuel system, brakes, tires, et cetera, et cetera. So that's you know, and there really wasn't any deals on any of this stuff. The Ferrari, like my buddy Robert brought up, the Ferrari 79 308 GTS. We did show that on one of the lives yesterday. I've got a real soft spot for 308s. One of my favorite Ferraris, which obviously is a little different than what we typically talk about on here. But I used to have a 308 GTSI Quattro valve. So the 308 Ferrari was always kind of one of my favorite Ferraris, and always had kind of a soft spot for them. The 308 GTS they sold yesterday was obviously a 2-valve carbureted car, and a little earlier than the one that I had, but still a neat car, and still love to see those whenever I get a chance to check one out. So, but like I said, it was a great sale. I had a great time, saw a ton of cool stuff. I saw a lot of people there that I did recognize and just didn't have a chance to talk to. If you were there and I didn't say hi, I apologize. Every time I turned around there was somebody I knew, and it just took up a lot of time and just never got around to everybody. So if you did see me and I didn't get a chance to say hi, I apologize. It wasn't intentional. Let's see, yard tours. Right now, Terry, the only thing I'm working on with my lawyer is trying to get this title mess straightened out. So that doing yard tours, I haven't even been bothering my attorney to make sure we've got the paperwork ready. Kansas is changing their title laws on antique vehicles. And I know, if some of you guys are on and wonder why you haven't heard back from me this year, it's because I can't get titles done. I think we're getting close. I went through some bins again today. I've got about 20 of them I'm going to try to get done. So at this point, Terry, unfortunately, that's been on back burner, trying to get this title situation straightened out, because I can't sell cars without titles. And with the state changing their laws, and they're changing them for the better, that's going to help protect me and you guys. What they've done is in the state of Kansas, you used to be able to get a title on an antique vehicle with just a bill of sale and a VIN inspection. What that's done is it has turned a lot of people into old car dealers who are not licensed dealers. They're just getting bills of sale, and the state has been spitting out new titles, and they're flipping these old vehicles all over the country. What that's done is a lot of you guys are buying stuff from guys who are not licensed with the state. They're not reputable dealers. They don't have insurance. They're not bonded, things like that. And the state has recognized that, and they are trying to get it under control. So they have changed a lot of those parameters, which obviously is going to protect me from competing against guys who are not licensed dealers. And it's going to protect any of you guys from buying cars from individuals who are just buying whatever they can get their hands on, flipping them, or taking a bill of sale, getting a new title, and flipping them, and you don't know who you're dealing with, and there's no way to get a hold of anybody later on if it doesn't show up or things like that. So primarily been working with my attorney. Every time I've talked to him, we're trying to get this title situation straightened out, and I think we're getting close. So hopefully we can get back on that paperwork soon, Terry. PJ, your yard of cars are awesome. Thanks, I appreciate that, PJ. PJ didn't buy anything, just loves old cars, so maybe he was there also. Rico wants to know what I bought. I bought one toy. That's all. The only thing I bought at the auction was one toy. So we'll have that on Toy Tuesday coming up live Tuesday night. That was literally the only thing I bought at the auction on Saturday. But like I said, tons of cool stuff. tons of friends there. And like I said, I apologize if you saw me and I didn't get a chance to stop and say hi, because there were just so many people there that every time I turned around, I was getting hung up again. So, but regardless, it was a cool day. Got to see a lot of neat stuff. It was cool in two ways. It was cool seeing all the cars, and it was just about cold, actually. But we made it through and had a good time. So that's the important part. And seeing friends and things like that's always a blast. So obviously a strong sale when the cars were bringing those kind of numbers with when they weren't running. A couple friends at Barrett Jackson this weekend. My buddy Phil Skinner covering it for Old Cars Weekly. My buddy Jim Wicks out there, professional buyer, looking at some cars for some customers as well as helping a few customers sell some cars that he was representing for them. If you ever get a chance, check out the video Jim and I did about a year ago. It's on YouTube about what Jim Wicks actually does. He's literally a professional car buyer. He goes to all these auctions and helps people who can't get to the auction or things like that actually physically look at them, put his hands on them, sit in them, and kick the tires for them to help make sure somebody make sure they get what they want, or like he said, in a lot of instances, doesn't buy a car because it isn't what they want or what they expect. So they were both out at Barrett this weekend. They said both of them said that Barrett had a good sale this weekend. Also, so Barrett Jackson seems to be strong. Market seems to be really good right now all the way around. So it was good to get the report from those guys to see how things were going there, as well as what we saw yesterday at Hutchinson. Complete 67 to 72 GM pickups, nothing there. Nothing that's complete. I don't have a ton of those, and what I do have, they've all been fairly well parted out. Kevin, yeah, all old cars, Kevin says on Facebook, all old cars have a history and a memory of every car, and that's true, and that's 100% correct. That's why we're in this deal. That's why we're in this hobby, and that's why we love it, is because of the memories and what the cars can bring back and what they represent. Jake from Arkansas on. First time Jake's been on with us. Thanks for stopping by, Jake. 7 o'clock every Sunday night we do this. Be sure to stop in with us and hang out. Give me a shout to see if I've got anything here that might work for you. James from Southern Indiana on YouTube with us. Thanks for being here, James. Got a great crowd on with us tonight. Great interaction. Thanks for being here, everybody. That's what makes it fun. Hurst Diehard, Northern Indiana. So we got Southern and Northern Indiana covered tonight on YouTube. But that's what makes it fun. It isn't about me. I'm just, like I keep telling you guys, I'm the lucky one that gets to sit here and hang out with everybody. This is all about you guys and hanging out and interacting. So that's what we do, and that's why we're here. The other thing I did this weekend, besides the auction, Hutch swap meet. Like I told you last week, Hutch is not a huge swap meet, but it has turned into a pretty solid little swap meet. They do it twice a year at the fairgrounds, so it worked out really well. They scheduled the auction with the swap meet, so everybody could check out two things at once. Went to Hutch. I was at Hutch for 3 days. Went to this Hutch swap meet Thursday afternoon to check out as guys were unloading. Went back to the Hutch swap meet first thing Friday morning, and then went down first thing Saturday morning for the auction. So I'm kind of beat. It's been kind of a long whirlwind weekend. Did pick up some good stuff at the Hutch swap meet. I'll be getting some pictures posted of that on Facebook here probably tomorrow. But did get some pretty good pieces. And this is all just miscellaneous pieces. I didn't buy any vehicles at all this weekend. But I did pick up 62 Impala two-door hardtop left door, real clean left door, looked like even original paint. Those are getting really tough to find. 69 El Camino tailgate, 79 Malibu header panel, a 46 to 48 Plymouth grill, the whole assembly with all the bars and the structure and everything, half of a 40 Dodge grill, a 65 Riviera grill, 76 Vega grill, bought a whole pile of miscellaneous 40s and 50s Mopar chrome trim, several miscellaneous pieces of grill trim in that pile. I'll have to be sorting through some of that stuff. So stay tuned for that. I'll try to spread some of that stuff out maybe tomorrow and get some pictures of that and stuff and get them posted. So if there's anything there that you guys can use, be sure to give me a shout on that. And of course, bought more memorabilia, which I obviously always have a tendency to do. Got some cool stuff coming up for Toy Tuesday. Probably the next couple Toy Tuesdays, I actually bought some really cool Redline Hot Wheels original ones. Got James on YouTube. He's a 65 Riviera fan. All I've got is the grill, James. I can't help you out with the car, but I did pick up a pretty nice grill if you do find a car that needs a grill. A few Texaco pieces. My daughter was always big into Texaco. She found a couple of cool Texaco pieces to add to the collection, so we'll get that stuff out. A few other toys. Got the toy we bought at the Vanderbrink auction at the Regier Estate Collection, so we'll throw that toy out there. And I bought a whole bunch of mobile stuff, a bunch of mobile oil pieces. There was a guy there kind of thinning down his collection on mobile stuff, and we were looking at a few pieces he had on his table, and actually just ended up buying everything on the table. So it's like, just clean me out and take it. So we worked out a deal. Got some cool cans on that. Just literally boxed it all up when we made the deal on it, and haven't even opened it back up yet. So probably catch that a week from Tuesday, and we'll pop those boxes open and see what all we got that was Mobile Oil Company. So I know there's going to be some neat stuff in there, because just from what I remember seeing on the table, there was some cool stuff there. So anyway, we're ready to do some trivia. Kevin said his dad worked at a Shell gas station, and you got one free Hot Wheel with 6 gallons of gas in 1971. That'd have been a pretty cool deal in 1971. If you were a kid in 1971, you wanted your parents to fill up the Shell every time if you got a free Hot Wheel. So, okay, yeah, James, if you get that other car bought, just give me a call on that Riviera grill. So it's in the shop right now. So, yeah, boy, talk about marketing to kids. And if you got a free Hot Wheel when you filled up at Shell, that's where you were pushing your parents to go. That's for darn sure. So anyway, trivia time. Like I said, bear with me on comments. I'm going to catch whoever gets it first that I see. I apologize if the system doesn't feed. If you type it in and I don't recognize you right away, go ahead and do it again, because I am at the mercy of the system. This week, we have a Prestone 10-minute radiator flush can. This is a smaller metal can. It is new, drained from the bottom, unopened. Pretty good paint, pretty good graphics. No real cool pictures, just kind of print, but it is a metal can, and with good paint, pretty nice shiny finish, looks pretty good. So we'll get that out to the winner tonight on the trivia question. If everybody's ready, I'll be watching the screens. Toy Tuesday last week, we finally got the Tucker banner done after multiple requests and me not getting to it. So we did do the Tucker banner, as well as some other cool Tucker stuff that I have in my collection. So tonight's trivia question is going to be based off of the Tucker video. What was the name of the company magazine that Tucker put out back during their short existence? Got Kansas City on with us. Thanks for being here, Enrique. And I will keep an eye out on the feeds, and hopefully it will work. And we got it right away. Chris got it on YouTube, Tucker Topics. That's exactly what it is, Chris. Give me a shout after we get done on that. But yes, Tucker Topics was the factory magazine that Tucker put out. I know one copy. I think there was a couple issues I may have, but I only had one on the episode the other night. So thanks for watching that, Chris. Obviously, you were right there with us and you caught the episode, because that didn't take you too long at all to get that. Anyway, videos this week. I've got one more that we shot the other day that's going to be at the new yard. More of those trucks that I think were cut off for pickup trailers. The front halves of some pickups. I think there's one International and primarily Ford's coming up in the next video. Enrique remembered it but couldn't remember the name. That's right. There's a lot of little details in a lot of this stuff. So, but thanks for playing, everybody. Thanks for paying attention. That's the whole point of it. That's why we're here. We have fun. And yeah, we had the Newell stock radio in the video also, Enrique, so you can check that out. Carlton watched the Tucker movie in an automotive class, and he was amazed by the progress. And that's true. That was one thing about Tucker was the technology that they put into that car and how far advanced it really was when they did that deal. So literally almost too far advanced. That's what a lot of people say killed him, because he had too many good ideas, and the big three were literally so scared of him that they squashed him because of what it was going to take them to get up to speed with the car, because he had too many good ideas and he was implementing too many new things that they were afraid people were really going to like. So very interesting story. I encourage anybody to watch the movie. It is a great movie, and like I said, we do this because we enjoy the history and the development and the innovations and the styling. And Tucker had all of that rolled into one car. Unfortunately, it was basically squashed by the government before he could get it off the ground. So anyway, back to videos for this week. Like I said, I've got another group of trucks that were cut off, I assume, for pickup bed trailers, primarily Ford, and I think there's one International in the mix. Got to get some more stuff done. I don't know what I'm going to get done. We're supposed to have snow and ice here for the next couple of days. Need to get some stuff on my 78 F-250 Ford. Super excited about that truck, so maybe we can give you a good walk around on that truck yet this week. Posted the last Pioneer Village video that I had stored that we shot in June. I posted that Friday night, so nothing else there right now. I hope you guys enjoyed those videos. They usually didn't get as many views as some of the other ones, but just such an amazing place. That's really the only way I can describe it. So if you haven't caught those, please go back and check them out. And if you're anywhere near Minden, Nebraska, be sure to check that museum out. Absolutely amazing car collection. So one other thought that I had that I want to get some opinions on from you guys as well. Enrique, thanks for doing the video from Hutch. No problem, Enrique. I wanted to do a couple more. Time was really an issue yesterday. Like I said, every time I turned around, there was somebody I knew, and I just ran out of time. I wanted to do one or two more videos and just ran out of time, so I just couldn't. And that's my fault. I just kept, every time I turned around, there's somebody to talk to, and I just lost track of time. So, and Dan liked the auction videos too. Thanks, Dan, and the Tucker video as well. So, yeah, that's what I've got for Pioneer Village. Definitely try to get up there again sometime. I don't know when. Would love to bring you guys some more detail. The videos we shot were just some really super quick overviews, because there's literally 350 cars in that museum. I mean, you could shoot hundreds of videos in there. So hopefully next time, and I did talk to administration at the museum when I was up there in June about maybe getting back in behind the ropes, so to speak, and doing some more detail on some highlight cars, and they were all for it. So they were in, I just ran out of time that day. So hopefully next time they'll let me get behind the ropes and do some more detailed videos on some of the cars that they've got there, and we can get some more stuff coming up. So glad you guys enjoyed them. But like I said, the one I posted the other night was the last one I had in the can, so to speak. So we'll get you some more cool stuff coming, and try to put some more cool stuff together. If you guys have ideas, by all means, let me know. One other thing that just about getting ready to wrap up here, but one other thing I wanted to run by you guys, and I am considering doing, is on Facebook primarily. This isn't going to affect YouTube much. I haven't decided for sure yet, and I kind of want opinions on this. I've been posting the videos on the Nobody Show page and the yard stuff on the Nobody Else's Auto page. And the guy that helped me start all this, that's how he encouraged me to do it. And it worked well, and it has worked well. The problem now is I'm helping so many other people with stuff. The SRCA drag strip page, obviously, the F&E Collector Auto Auction page that my partner and I do. And there's just a lot of things I'm involved with right now. Our Car Club page. I'm admin on 5 Facebook pages and 3 YouTube channels, trying to keep up with all this stuff. So, and what has happened is my primary Nobody Else's Auto page has basically gotten neglected, trying to keep up with everything else. So I'm considering just going ahead and start posting the videos on the Nobody Else's Auto page and backing off of the Nobody Show page. But that's what I'm kind of curious about. It's not something I'm going to do today, but something I'm thinking about here over the next few weeks, maybe switching and I'm not going to pull the Nobody Show page down because of all the videos on there, and I'll still put a little bit on there, but primarily focusing on the Nobody Else's Auto page and posting videos on there regularly, just because of the simple fact there's just too much stuff going on, and my primary page has got neglected because of trying to juggle all the other pages that I've been helping with. So we'd love to hear some opinions on that from you guys, whether that will make any difference to you guys or not, whether you think it's a good idea, a bad idea, things like that. We'll talk about it again next week, before I do anything, but wanted to throw that out there just for ideas and opinions. Trunk for a 47 Pontiac convertible. I do not have any 47 Pontiac convertibles, and I don't know if you need like a trunk pan or a trunk lid. I've got one 48 Pontiac 2-door fastback and one 48 Pontiac 4-door. Was there a 56 F100 in Pioneer Village, Carlton? That I do not remember for sure. They do not have a lot of trucks in there. They have a decent selection of trucks, but not a ton. So, but that I don't remember off the top of my head if there was one there. James said he found me on Craigslist. Great. Thanks for checking me out on there, James. Jess says they always check both pages. Jake says make it easy on myself. Kevin says it's a good idea. And like I said, it's just something I'm kicking around. Terry's on both pages, so it wouldn't affect him. Enrique, no, I did not bring you back a 34 Ford from the auction. So I did not buy any cars at all at the auction. Like I said, just the one toy is all I ended up with. So, but like I said, what I do on the pages, I'm still considering. Whatever Scott says, whatever I do, people are going to follow. Well, thanks, Scott. That means a lot too. That means you guys you'll at least trust me enough to hang out and work with me on that stuff. But that's kind of what I'm seeing happen. I'm looking at my numbers on my Nobody Else's Auto page, and and they've been slipping. And I look at what I'm doing with all these other pages when I'm posting videos in the SRCA drag strip page. You think it isn't going to be much going into winter? Well, it is, because they're tearing the track out, getting ready to put the new drag strip in. We're going to be doing videos with that, and lots of stuff going on. So it's just like I said, I've got to try to manage this and be as efficient, as effective as possible, not only for me, but for all of you guys as well that are trying to follow along and see what's happening. So Dwight in Ohio, he's a little late, but he got here. Well, thanks for being here, Dwight. At least you made it. So that's at least you got here. Nicole in the 47 Pontiac, you can give me a call after we get done, and we can go through some of the details on that as far as what you need on that too. I forgot that. Donald says he'll follow us wherever we go. Nate just clicks on whichever one pops up. So might not be too big a deal. Kind of keep that maybe in the back of your head, and we'll discuss it again next week and see what might be the best plan of attack on that, and go with it. So anyway, like I said, that was just an idea, just some things I'm kicking around, and obviously I value your guys' opinion as well. Kevin just loves the videos, period. So thanks, Kevin. But like I said, I'm just the one that gets to sit here and hang out. This isn't about me. This is about all you guys hanging out and having a good time. Glenn's still looking for 60 Chevy 4-door flat top. Have not seen anything along those lines lately, Glenn, so nothing there as of yet. But like I said, I value your guys' opinions. That's why we're here. It's not me. It's all of us. And we had a great group on tonight. And we had a lot of people on with us a little earlier. We're kind of wrapping up, and the numbers have been dropping a little bit. We had a lot of people on earlier. That's always great to see. And with that, I guess we'll go ahead and start wrapping up officially for the night. If you've got any other questions, be sure to throw them up there. And James just says the videos are awesome. Well, thanks, James. That means a lot. And like I said, I don't know. It just seems to be working, and we're having fun, so we'll keep doing it. Shook, my buddy Shook, just happy he made it on time to see a live show on either page. And that's great. So Dennis agrees with Kevin, just loves the videos. So that's the whole point. And that's, like I said, but this isn't me. This is about all of us, and I want to do what works well for everybody, and that's what's important. So that's why I'm asking everybody's opinion on it. But anyway, that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and get ready to wrap up tonight. I'm sure you guys are probably getting tired of listening to me. And Scott's thanking me for all I do. Scott, this isn't about me. This thanks to all you guys for being here. That's what makes it. That's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it a good time. So, thanks to all of you guys for being here, participating in the chat, having a good time, because that's what it's all about. We're here because we love cars and trucks and memorabilia and toys, and that's why we hang out on here. So, thanks for being here, everybody. As always, I enjoyed it. It was a great time. If you have any questions, you can always give me a call. My number's on the pages. If you have specific questions about vehicles or parts, you have to call me so we can have that conversation. So I know exactly what your vehicle is, what model it is, what body style it is, what parts you need. Know if I've got anything that may or may not be able to help you with your project. Glenn said it is fun. It's the high point of his week, so that's great. Dan's along with us even on YouTube, so it's just whatever we need to do. And I appreciate the support on that, and we'll see what happens and what works out best. It's just as I get more involved helping some of these other groups like the SRCA drag strip. I mean, that's a very important part of our history here in Great Bend, and actually a very important part of drag racing history. And I offer to help those guys. They're all friends of mine. And just there again, it just takes time to take care of all that stuff. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get ready to wrap up. As always, thanks for being here, everybody. Donald appreciates what we're doing, and that's great. And I appreciate all you being here. And I don't catch all the comments that get posted. There's just too many different formats. There's too many comments. But don't think I don't appreciate all the support and all the kind words. And when I do see the kind comments, it does make me feel good that we are building a community here of old car guys and gals that like to hang out and have a good time. So I super appreciate the support, and I love you guys being here, and that's what makes it fun, and that's why we're here and having a good time. So that being said, I guess we'll get ready to jump off. We will get some more cool videos out. We'll do the one tomorrow night on the trucks. Cool stuff on Toy Tuesday I picked up this weekend. We'll see what the weather does and what I can get done from Wednesday and Friday night. So as always, thanks for being here, everybody, and we will see you live Tuesday night on Toy Tuesday. Thanks for watching, everybody.